Welcome to the Golden Ram Buzz Podcast. I'm your host, Da'Mon Jackson, with my co-host, Sal Martinez, live and direct from Westminster, California. Woo, Sal! The Rams came away with the victory.
Oh, yeah.
20-12. What a game.
Yeah.
Now, before the game, me and Chris from also the Golden Ram Buzz Podcast went down to Arizona. Okay, as you saw, we checked in our hotel. Okay, the next day, the Rams, we full Rams garb, Sal, full Rams garb I'm wearing, right? I'm on my way to the game. I'm letting it be known. Rams, you staff looking at me like, damn, you're excited. Hey, my Rams about to beat some Cardinals, you know what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we get down there, we go to the stadium. The stadium's like, hey,
I love that stadium.
I love it too. It's very cool, very comfortable.
Yeah,
we had great seats.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Todd and Pam Solom. They sat next to us during the game. They're Arizona fans. They showed us mad love.
Oh, that's great.
The banter was great. Their banter was great during the game. It was loud. It was great. And it's even, they got so quiet when the Rams were just scoring on them. The Rams, first half, the Rams were kicking booty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I thought they were about to blow them out. I said, okay, this is about to be 35-7. I'm going to relax. But then things turned. What happened, Sal?
Well, I mean, I think a lot of times, like when the Rams entered the season, I mean, offensive line, when you have a player like Andrew Woodworth retiring and you have a couple of new players along the offensive line, it's tough to establish, like stability and stuff. So the Rams are still a work in progress, which I expected. I knew that they would go to Arizona and I knew they'd win, but I expected Arizona. Anytime you have a scrambling quarterback like Kyle Murray, he's also, going to be dangerous. And the Rams secondary is pretty much depleted. But Jalen Ramsey, it was amazing the way Jalen Ramsey was able to, keep these young players in the game. And he put them in big spots and they were making plays, the rookies and the young players. So I was excited about that. I expect games to be close, but in the end, at the end of the season, all that matters is the Rams are 2-1. And by the end, when we start getting players back, the starters back, then all these players will have, all that playing time under their belt, and it'll make a big difference. And the Rams, will be able to plug these guys in, and they'll be able to contribute, during the playoff rush.
What I don't understand is the Rams were beating them up in the first half, beating them up. The Rams, was it 20-0 or something like that? They should have been up like 35-40 to something because they get down, they kick a field goal, or this person, this and that. And I'm just like, what's going on? Why do they get complacent in the second half? Why did they make it seem a close game more than it should have been? Like, Ben Skowronek showed up,
Yeah.
Us Rams fans last year were on that guy, missing key passes, missing key touchdowns. Looked like he didn't know what he was doing. This game, the block he put on J.J. Watt knocked him on his ass.
Absolutely,
knocked that Hall of Famer on his ass, and then knocked him on his ass. It's still in the play, caught the pass for like 5 to 10 yards. Hey, he's showing heart.
Oh,
he has dog in him. He has dog in him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think this whole team does. That's why these scrappy games like this, I'm more proud of, these type of wins because every year you're going to have, each Rams team is going to have a new identity. The Rams have a lot of young players on that team. So, for a lot of fans to expect the Rams to, play solid football for 4 quarters, that's hard to do. This is the NFL. You look around the NFL, many teams came from behind. In fact, one game when the Rams beat Atlanta, there was like 4 games that, came down the wire. 3 teams, 3 of the 4 came, and the Rams were the only team that were able to, sustain the victory, but the other 3 teams lost. So the NFL is going to be like that for a while. I mean, you saw Buffalo was riding high and Miami took care of them. So every team is going to suffer some setbacks, but as long as the Rams keep improving week in, week out, stay healthy, I'm good.
But did you also notice Ben Skowronek stepped up, he's catching passes left and right.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp caught a touchdown pass, but he got a streak broken of 16 straight.
That was crazy.
75 yards. I'm like, wait, Cooper Kupp, where's he at? But other people stepped up. Darrell Henderson seemed to play a lot in the first half. Second half, McVay went to Cam Akers, which I don't understand. If somebody's hot, why do you switch? I don't know what goes on because we're not, on the sidelines, but Darrell Henderson was gishing and gashing. Why switch up to Cam Akers? And you see, when the game was about to be shut down, he fumbled at the goal line. Now, you guys remember what happened in the playoff game versus Tampa Bay? Sal, please reiterate. Why is he fumbling?
Well, I'm a big Cam Akers fan.
Yes, you are, because if you guys remember, Sal said Cam Akers is going to get 1,000 yards.
1,000 yards.
He's not going to get 1,000 yards, but that's okay.
But see, Cam Akers is he was challenged, publicly by Coach McVay. So, he told him he wanted him to play with more sense, a more sense of urgency. So when you put him in, he's trying to make a play. When someone fumbles trying to make a play, I mean, I don't like fumbles, but it wasn't a careless play. He tried to, reach out with the ball and it ended up getting knocked out. He's going to correct that though. But I like the fact that, McVay said that, that if the game would have extended, he would have had him in the game and he would have still been that back. You got to ride with these guys when they fumble. You can't take them out. I mean, I like when the Rams rotate the different backs. Both of these guys are coming off those soft tissue
Injuries.
issue. You don't want to run them in the ground. So I think it was a nice change up and the game, it would have been nice to blow out, but there's going to be those type of games that are just ugly wins, but I'd rather take the ugly win than a beautiful loss.
And win's a win. Yeah, you said it. I'd rather have an ugly win than a beautiful loss.
Yeah, many years, as a Rams fan, I've seen the Rams play well and outplay teams and still lose. So for me, all that matters, there's only two columns: wins, losses. Not played hard, played their heart out. None of that matters. If you didn't win, it doesn't matter. So yeah, I'll take the 2. 2-1 after 3 games. I mean, with this, the Rams having the toughest schedule in the league, I'll take that.
Now my question is this. Everybody wants OBJ back. He's not scheduled to come back until November. With the resurgence of Skowronek, you got Cooper Kupp. Allen Robinson still needs to get on track.
Yes.
Who else is there? Van Jefferson gets off of IR. So is there room for OBJ on this team, you think?
Well, I like all the Ram receivers, but you have to make room for OBJ. OBJ, I mean, I've seen a lot of receivers, but no one can do what OBJ does. He brings another dynamic to the Rams offense that you just don't see it. And I think that if the Rams find a way, they'll find a way to bring him back. It's interesting that the Rams, and that's one thing that is awesome about the Rams is they're all unselfish players, Whatever the coach thinks is best for the team, they'll all adjust.
And the teammates love OBJ. You see Jalen Ramsey on the podcast with B-Wag talking about, hey, OBJ, come back, OBJ, come back. Everybody, he's at McVay's wedding. He's there. He's at the ring ceremony. So people love OBJ. His personality is contagious, so I want him back. I just don't know where he's going to fit in. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys think OBJ fit in with the Rams with all these receivers? I want to know what the people think, but
those are all valid points, but me personally, I think that, OBJ puts you over the top.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, you think about it. If you have eventually Allen Robinson will start, making his impact on offense, but Cooper Kupp, now you have Skowronek. Imagine you putting your 4th or 5th best corner on OBJ.
But will OBJ be a number 2 or number 3? Is he number 3 because you got Cooper Kupp 1? Allen is a 2, right? Is OBJ a 3? Is he a 4? Because Skowronek is going to merge, and Skowronek is coming around, and I see people on social media buying Skowronek. We want to buy Skowronek jerseys.
I like Skowronek too. He could play in any era of football. He could play football. He could play any position. He's scrappy. I like that guy. I mean, imagine blocking.
That's a hard. He's doing formations.
I mean, imagine blocking J.J. Watt and then you're going out for a deep pass. I mean, he's amazing. But Coach McVay sees a lot in a lot of these players, and like when he called him into his office and told him, that how he wanted to use them, utilize them. I mean, that's perfect. And for him being unselfish, he's like, wherever you need me, plug me in wherever you need me, and he'll be able to help. So the Rams, I don't think there's one player on that team that wouldn't want OBJ back.
Yeah, they all want.
I think all these receivers would welcome him with open arms. Even though he's talking about other teams and. He likes a lot of attention. He likes all, but he's always been around the Rams, and he knows how bad the Rams want him, and the Ram fans too. Me personally, I think he belongs on the Rams, and he belongs in LA.
Now, it's funny, when the Rams beat the Cardinals, I met it with Lynn Jackson, Bird Gang, Bird Gang.
He's legit.
He's legit. Big shout to Lynn Jackson.
He's diehard,
He's a diehard Cardinals fan, and I was like, wow. Like, he came to my tailgate last year. We met each other in great personality.
Nice guy.
And his last name is Jackson, so it's cool. We met up. Sorry, Lynn, we had to beat your Cardinals, but hey, what are we, 10 and 11 and 1 the last 12 games?
Cardinals
are crazy. And that's a division rival. The reason I say rival is because they're in our division. We got to beat these teams in our division to win the NFC West. Somebody didn't agree with me. They're not our rival. I say, if they're in our division, they are our rival, because we got to beat them to win the NFC West. Because if we lose to Cardinals, the Niners are not just our rival. That's our nemesis and our rival. Speaking of the Niners.
Oh, I kind of like the shirt.
Oh, look at it. What?
Yeah, I kind of like this shirt.
Look at this. Wait. Oh, so we play them Monday.
So this was our first Super Bowl, and then our second was against the Bengals.
Yes.
So us Ram fans got treated to 2 Super Bowls. A lot of longtime Ram fans felt like that was the Super Bowl when we beat the Niners for the NFC Championship. After that that championship we lost in the mud and rain, with Jim Everett.
Yeah,
And
1989.
yeah, I'll never forget that.
Da'Mon
That
Sal.
hurt. That Rams team was amazing.
That was
So I always
13
thought,
years
what, I
old.
can't wait to get back at them. And we finally got back at them at SoFi Stadium.
So this Monday, October 3rd, Rams-Niners, live from Santa Clara. Jimmy G is back in the saddle. Trey Lance is gone for the year. And also, Trent Williams is hurt this
yeah, he's
this
going to
game.
be gone, yeah.
Hopefully, speedy recovery to Trey Lance and Trent Williams. Like I said, I don't want injuries upon anybody.
Yeah.
I don't wish injuries. I know I don't like the Niners, but I don't want injuries upon anybody, even if it helps my team. But with that being the case, what do you think of the Niners game against the Denver Broncos?
I felt, I knew it was going to be kind of an ugly game, and it was. But I think for Garoppolo, it's hard. I remember seeing videos of him, no one throwing to him. He was playing catch with a lot of people, so he wasn't really included. He got no work in training camp because Trey Lance was going to be their starter. So then now you throw him into the mix, and now he's the guy. So right now, it's important that the Rams take advantage of that. The timing's off and everything, so now the 49ers are, they're ripe for a loss at home.
And keep in mind, the Niners still have a 6-game regular season winning streak against us. Yeah, we won the biggest game when it counted, but I still want to beat the Niners because I got friends who are like brothers to me who are Niner fans. Sam, Jim, Umaru, we're coming for you, okay? I'm calling you guys out, okay? You know whose house it is? Rams' house.
Yeah.
With that being said, give me your prediction, Sal.
Well, first of all, I tell all Niner fans, I'll gladly give you 6 regular season games, and I'll take the championship.
Say that again?
I said that, I'll gladly give you regular season victories, but we'll take the championship when it matters most. And that's the one that they'll remember. Every Niner fan, as they walk into SoFi Stadium, that'll be the scene of the crime. They'll remember how they felt when they walked out in the escalator ride.
Early too. Why could you guys stay and congratulate? One person did. My boy Pat. Big shout out to Patrick Harrigan. He stayed, watched the whole game, shook my hand and said, "Win the Super Bowl."
Well, Niner fans, I've always had respect for Niner fans because they're like, even when the Rams were at the Coliseum and the Rams were going to the Super Bowl, there was when the Rams played the Niners, there was at least probably 10 Niner fans that didn't even know me or know us Ram fans, but they all stopped, shook my hand, and said, "You know what? Good luck in the playoffs and represent the NFC West." So I always kid around about the rivalry, but I mean, both these teams I respect every NFL team, but it's fun just to kind of jab each other,
And I got a bet with my boy Sam. He's like a brother to me. My mom calls him son.
Was he the one that was at the game last time?
No, he wasn't at the
we
game.
were at Altrita. We were out.
No, he never. But he brings catering. Remember, he brought catering to you. Remember my boy Sam from
Oh, yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, he brought. So we bet a jerk chicken plate from Blessed. If I win, he has to give me jerk chicken plate, red beans and rice and plantains. If he wins, I got to get him oxtail and all this other stuff. Plus, we bet $49 on the game.
Yeah.
So with that being said, what's your prediction of score for the game?
Score, I say, will be 31-17 Rams.
I say 28-14 Rams. It's going to be a great game. Oh, Sal. We have a special guest joining us today. For those who don't know, Sal has a super fan daughter named Bree. I call her Queen Bree myself.
Yeah, born and raised.
She
became a diehard at 8 months old.
Yes.
Once I put that Ram helmet on her, it was over.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's see exactly what she has to say.
Bree?
What's up, Da'Mon?
I call her Queen Bree myself. As you can see, she tailgates with me and her father as well. So Bree, we know about your dad, Sal, one of the biggest Rams fans in California. We know about his shop.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about you. What's the first game you ever attended? How old were you? Tell us.
Yeah, the first game that I went to was in 2016. I think it was against the Cowboys when they came back to LA. And it was just an experience just with my dad and just football, the Rams. It was so fun. So, yeah, good time.
Okay. Who's your favorite Ram player? Do you have a favorite all-time Ram player compared to now? Who's your favorite Ram player and stuff?
Aaron Donald.
Why is he your favorite Ram player?
He's a beast. He's just amazing. I think he's just the best player ever, and I just look up to him. He's cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Aaron, why you? Because he's big and strong.
Nah, he's good. He does his thing. No one could say anything bad about him. He's just a killer player. So.
Now we see you wearing a jersey.
Yes, sir.
Is that Marshall Faulk?
Yes, it is.
Tell me about Marshall. How'd you get that jersey? Where did that come from?
So my dad actually gave me this when I was 6 years old.
6 years
And
old?
yeah, I'm 31 now, and it still fits me. So
What? Wait
Yes,
a minute.
sir.
Wait. They give it to you at 6?
yeah,
They
I'm
put you at
31. Yeah, still fits like a glove. I love it. I rock it all the time. It's probably my favorite
Now,
jersey.
Gordon, did you remember watching Rams games as a kid on TV? Or like, did you have a favorite players back from the St. Louis days or anything like that?
Yeah, Marshall Faulk, obviously. I thought he was cool. I was like super into him. I don't know, drawn to him. Thought he was awesome. So
Nice. Now, what's your favorite game you ever attended with your dad?
probably that Chiefs game when it was at the
Yeah,
Coliseum.
that was a
Oh my
showdown.
gosh.
You couldn't even go to the bathroom. You went to the bathroom. You missed like 2 or 3 different touchdowns.
I was just at the edge of my seat the whole time. It was just the house was rocking and the energy was crazy, and yeah, favorite game ever.
Did you go to all the Rams games with your dad since they've been back? Did you-
Yeah,
did you
2016 and then
Wow.
now history.
Yeah.
Probably till I'm old and gray. Just keep it going.
How's the tailgate? Do you like the tailgate?
Oh, it's
How are those
alright.
drinks?
It's
How they sell the
okay.
tacos?
No, it's awesome. With the DJ and just high energy. Everyone's super cool.
Because, you know, a lot of women, we don't really talk to a lot of women. We see them, but they don't really talk, hey, Rams, you know. But you're,
Yeah.
this is it. And there's a baby
This
picture
is
of you when you
it.
walk in.
I
There's a
know.
baby- How do you feel about having your baby picture up here? Like,
I love
as
that.
a kid, like, your dad threw a helmet on you, like, here. You're like, okay, like 6 months old.
I had no choice.
I know you had no
I was
choice.
born into this
Born
life.
in- She was born into
I was
a
born
Rams
into this
family.
life. No,
This is a life for her.
yeah. No, I love the Rams. I mean, this is how me and my dad bond.
That's
Football
awesome.
is family.
That's
We've always
awesome.
said that. So, I mean, I want to keep it going once I have kids, you know?
Did you
Keep
have
it
any
going.
pets named after Rams players when you were growing up or
I
anything?
did. Every pet. We had a cat, Vermeil.
Whoa! Named after Dick Vermeil?
I hated that name. I'm like, oh, I don't know
Dick
about that
Vermeil,
name.
the coach,
Dick
okay.
Vermeil, Philip. Yeah. Just
Wow.
yeah, it just was our family thing. Football was
Wow.
always number one. So,
Hey, let's
yeah.
go play catch outside.
Yeah.
That
So
is awesome. Now,
mhm,
you have a boyfriend.
I do.
Who's his team?
The Niners.
Wait.
I know.
Hold on. Your
Terrible.
boyfriend's a Niner fan.
I know.
Your dad's one of the biggest fans in California, Rams fan.
Correct.
How does that meeting go down?
Okay, so
Oh, damn.
as long as he likes football, that was the main thing. I'm
You
like,
like
hey,
football? Okay,
you
cool."
like football? Okay, I'll give you a chance. But yeah, the Niners, unfortunately. But it makes it fun, you know.
Yeah, it
We
does, it
watch
does
the
make it fun. Yeah,
game. We
yeah.
could talk trash to each other. So
Now, the game on Monday night, where are you going to watch the game
at Levi Stadium. So we're actually flying out on Sunday.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you been to a Niner Rams game?
I have not. This is my first time actually.
outside.
Oh yeah, outside of
Yeah, I'm
here.
talking about like outside of California, but this is your first time. California, I mean not Inglewood, but like out in the Bay.
Outside, yeah, Bay Area. This is my
Wow.
first time,
How
so
you feeling? Are you excited?
I'm
or-
excited. Gonna rock my jersey, you know.
Which jersey you gonna rock? And how many jerseys
I
do you
don't
have?
know. I probably have like 10.
10.
Yeah, I have
Wow.
a lot just hanging. I have so much Ram
And are they
stuff.
from being 6 years old? You were like,
My dad actually saved like a box of just old vintage Ram stuff that he gave me, and I cherish it, and I have it in a big box, and I'll pull it out, you know. So
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody, Bree, also a tailgate twin.
yes,
See her at the tailgate October 9th versus the Dallas Cowboys, but also she'll be in the stands October 3rd when the Niners lose to the Rams 28-14. Whose house?
Rams house, baby.
Alright.
Yes.
That was a great interview with Bree, Sal. Dang, look at you. I saw, look at you. She knows a lot. Dang. Wait, she's had that since she was 6 years old?
Yeah, you know, that was
Oh,
like greatest show on turf.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, that era, that was amazing. That's when I had a big Super Bowl party. And so I remember her helping me, and we had over like 300 people. It was at the electrical union, the contractor at their building. And so there was like over 300 fans. It was amazing.
And she still fits that.
Couple of
jersey.
players,
I mean,
yeah.
You know how many women want that? Like a
Yeah.
Wait a minute, like, wait, she's 31 now. She still
Yeah.
fits a jersey from age 6? What is she eating? What
But
is she...
it was interesting because she was always a Marshall Faulk fan
Okay.
back then. And so it's kind of cool to, even today, to still show love to Marshall Faulk. You know, I mean, he's still one of my all-time favorite Rams and amazing player. So yeah, it's nice when she wears that jersey.
Nice. Oh,
But and then also being at games and being able to look over and to be able to share the passion with
yeah,
you
that's
know
awesome, man.
with my daughter is
That's
interesting.
Awesome. Yeah, I see. I mean, obviously, we tailgate together. I see the little
Yeah,
Jimmy.
you see her, you wake her
Yeah, I
up.
see her. I see her.
Yeah,
Queen Bree.
yeah.
Also, so don't forget it's Hispanic Heritage Month. So I'm give a big shout out to the Hispanic players. Salute us as Tom Flores, Jim Plunkett, Anthony Munoz, Tony Gonzalez, former Rams players, Tom Fears, Danny Villanueva, Greg Salas, and Tony Sendejas.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Hispanic Heritage Month.
Yeah, that's interesting. You know, the Rams do a great job in the community. Ever since they've been back, you know, I mean, as a longtime Ram fan, I've never seen the Rams organization, you know, do what they do today. Yeah, now, I mean, it's like, it seems like every weekend, you know, throughout the season, the Rams are always doing a lot for the community. So it's nice to be, you know, recognized and for the Rams to, you know, extend themselves. And those are all future Ram fans, you know?
Yeah. And also, thoughts and prayers to Myles Garrett. He's leaving practice the other day and his car flipped over. He has non-life-threatening injuries, but a big prayer. Myles Garrett, hope everything turns out well. And
Yeah,
hope
definitely.
you're back on the field.
I mean, he's a beast.
Yeah, he is.
But it also shows you how precious life is, right? I mean, he's such a great player. Everything's going well on the field, and you know, in a split second, your life can change. I'm glad he's healthy, and you know, he'll be all right. He'll be back on the field.
Last week's games, we see the Colts beat the Chiefs 20-17. I remember somebody told me the Chiefs are winning. Like, I said, man, the game's again 4 quarters. That was a shocking surprise that Colts beating the Chiefs.
Yes.
The Bills and Dolphins was a great game, man.
Yeah.
High management came in late with the Buffalo. I thought Buffalo was going to.
But you know, it's funny because you remember Eric said that that the Dolphins are going to beat the Bills. And
he said that.
he was right, you know.
Yeah.
But the NFL right now, it's so hard to predict. But anyone can beat anybody on any given Sunday. That's why when the Rams squeak out these tough victories, I mean, for me, I'm ecstatic because, you know, like McVay says all the time, how hard it is to win consistently in the NFL. And it's not always going to be pretty, but it counts the same.
Yeah, the Ravens beat the Patriots in Foxborough. I just don't think.
Yeah,
And now
so
we know whose
Mac
team
Jones
that
got
was.
hurt, right?
That was not Bill Belichick's team. Tom Brady did everything. We can see that now because, they're not gonna. I don't know how they're gonna be, but I just think Buffalo's gonna run away, either Buffalo or Miami, because just New England looks beat up.
Well, it's hard because you know, like you said, everybody was always asking, you know, who's the, you know, the brain trust behind that Belichick or Brady, and now you see as Brady left, Brady won a Super Bowl, and now you see. I thought that the Patriots would be a better team, but now it seems like, you know, Mac Jones was, you know, he was also injured in that game.
Yeah, he's injured.
Did you see his press conference? It was pretty interesting. You know, he speaks in the Patriots way. They kept asking him about his injury, and he just said, "Oh, you know, I'm just going to take it day by day and try and get better." So he's ready.
And then our SoFi renters got destroyed. Jaguars killed the Chargers.
Yeah,
now, I know that they shouldn't have played Justin Herbert. He has ribs. You don't throw your quarterback out there like that. If he's not 100%, or he's not even 20%. Like,
well, that's a problem with those type of injuries. It's going to be a nagging injury. The only way you get better is to rest. And
you got to, and you
can't
rest
set them down. No, you set them down.
You can't.
But I think one thing that is funny is everybody was talking about, you know, these divisions, AFC West being the best division in the league, and you see that that's not the case right now. Even NFC West is struggling right now. The best team in the league right now, as far as wins and losses, is NFC East.
The Eagles.
The Eagles are legit. Yeah.
The Eagles are legit. What do you think about the Packers and Tampa Bay game? 2 GOAT quarterbacks. It's kind of like a downer. Like,
it was a boring game.
Yeah,
it kind of reminded me of like a game from the 80s. It was just boring. It didn't live up to the hype. You had 2 legends battling against each other, but it wasn't exciting. But I was glad to see the Packers.
And then we saw the Broncos. Nobody scored 10 scores. The Broncos and the Niners lost. I'm happy. I need to elaborate anymore. The Niners lost. That's all I need to say. I don't even want to talk about the game. The key to that game is the Niners lost.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But that game, you know, Russell Wilson finally came through. Yeah. Right? I mean, that's probably the best he's looked since he's been on the Broncos.
But they still didn't score no point. Like, they can't, Jimmy G, come on, safeties and interception. I don't know what's going on with them. Yeah. He just has to get into the offense and learn the offense more because he doesn't look good. I think they need to adjust to him. Instead of coming Russell Wilson, this is the Green Bay offense I ran in Green Bay because that's the Green Bay's assistant coach. Run what Russell Wilson's used to running and score some points.
Yeah, I agree. Because you got to play to a player's strengths and not try and change that player.
Yeah.
You don't buy a Ferrari and go 4-wheeling, you know? You got to play to that player's strength. Don't try and change who he is. Yeah. And that's why great coaches adapt to the talent. You know, like Coach Vermillion said, every team has talent. You know, it's a matter of getting the most talent from every player. Yeah. So that's the key. But every team has talent. Any team can beat any team. You saw Jacksonville, that's a great example. Coming to LA and blowing out the Chargers at SoFi Stadium, you know.
Yeah.
And the Chargers suffered another offensive lineman went down too, Slater, and he's a great player. So that's just going to add to their issues. That's why, for me, for the Rams, just continue to get better, continue to improve, stay healthy, and everything will fall into place once you start getting your players back. So
Now there's one team that's 0-3 in the NFL. So how could that be? Let me think for a second.
does it start with an R?
Silver and black? Oh, the Raiders! I got something to say. Hey, bring this for a closer for this one.
Uh-oh.
Raider fans, you have so much to say.
Here it comes.
Carr's gonna do this. MVP. Devontae Adams better than Cooper Kupp. I'm a big shout out to Mars and Amon. Raider fanatics had so much to say beginning of the year. I'm gonna tell you guys right now. If you don't beat the Broncos this Sunday, your season is over. Bye. Just win a game, baby.
Oh, brutal, Da'Mon.
I have to be real,
You
Sal.
have to.
If
Well,
you respect
one thing
me.
about the Raider fans though that I always respect is, no matter how many wins and losses, they'll always be diehard. But it looks like another tough year for the Raiders.
Yeah, they got to win this
Like
game.
I keep telling Raiders, you got car problems. You know.
Do they got a pin? What do they got a Pinto? They got a Ford Pinto. What kind of car
They got a
driving?
beautiful stadium though.
A beautiful stadium, but then they said we took over your stadium. But I gotta tell Raider fans, you take over cities, states, you're Raider Nation,
Yeah.
but you don't win no Super Bowls.
Well, I tell
How many
people all the
Super Bowls have they
time.
won the
yeah,
last
especially-
30 years, Sal?
I know it doesn't. To me, it's funny when I hear people say, "Oh, we took over your stadium." I said, "Well, you can take over the stadium, but we took over the scoreboard. The scoreboard is all that matters, right?"
And they won the Super Bowl.
yeah. Also, it gets quiet when the Rams come back and
Yes.
win those games.
And
So to me, it doesn't matter how many fans show up. To me, it's if the Rams keep winning, we keep doing what we're doing.
yeah. Now there's some couple key games in week 4. I'm gonna get to like 3 of them. Buffalo and Baltimore. We got 2 of the best quarterbacks. Josh Allen versus Lamar. Who do you think wins that game? Lamar's
Lamar.
hot right now. Playing
He is. But I don't know. I didn't like the way the Bills reacted to that loss. You know,
yeah.
you got to be able to, you got to be a professional and be able to handle those type of losses. This is the NFL, I mean, in the press box, I mean, it looks full. It looks like you're watching a high school game.
Yeah, he's-
Imagine seeing a McVay coach do that. Have you ever seen that?
You never have.
Yeah. That's
Well,
where the Rams
you
people.
probably do. You just don't see the cameras on.
No,
it,
no, no.
but-
I never seen him react that way because you can't react that way. You have to be pretending you've been there and also your emotions. Football's an emotional game. I mean, I love the passion, but come on now.
You know what my game of the week is? Jacksonville versus Philly. Philly's undefeated, looking good. Jacksonville, I said if they got a new
Jacksonville's
coach.
scoring a lot of
Yeah,
points.
so, wait, first of all,
Especially you're going against your former coach,
Yes,
right?
yes,
I mean, here's Jacksonville's coach going against the Eagles,
yeah.
right? You remember they let him go?
Yeah, they let him go because,
Yeah, look what he's doing. Look what he's doing with the offense with Jacksonville. You know?
So, my bad. You never said who was going to win the game between Baltimore and the Bills.
And
Who do you
Bills,
pick?
I'll go with Buffalo. I think Buffalo bounces back.
Yeah, I think so too. And then,
They're a great team. I mean, I still believe it's going to be Rams and Buffalo in the end.
Philadelphia versus Jacksonville. Who do you have?
That's going to be an interesting game, but I would probably say Philadelphia wins that.
Yeah, I think Philadelphia wins by 2 touchdowns.
But I'm going for
And
Jacksonville.
then the game everybody is talking about. KC versus Tampa Bay. 2 best quarterbacks. Last time they met was in the Super Bowl. I
Yeah.
believe Tampa Bay won 31-9. Obviously, I'm going for KC because Tampa Bay's not in our
in our
division,
conference,
but
yeah.
in our conference. So I think Tampa Bay, hopefully they lose. I got KC winning 35 to like 21.
I would say it's probably going to be closer to that.
Okay.
I think it's going to be probably like more, probably low scoring. I would say it's probably like maybe 24 to maybe 24 to 10 or something. It's going to be a defensive game, I think.
And then to close
Those
out,
teams are struggling, yeah.
and then we already talked about Monday night. We already know
Yeah,
who
Monday
we got.
night is.
That's the game. That's the game we gonna see Monday night. Niner fans, you already know. You already know whose house this is. Whose house?
Rams house.
Whose house?
Rams house, always, huh?
With that being said,
And the Rams are going to, finish off the Niners. That series is going to end
in October.
Right.
So we play them on the 3rd and we play them on the 30th.
Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of glad because usually
Get it out the way, yeah.
Usually they're at the end of the season.
December, January, New Year's
I'd
Day.
much
New
rather
Year's
play
Eve.
them now
Yeah,
and get that jump on that division if possible, right?
yeah.
So, but either way, it'll be a good game. And for all those Ram fans out there, be nice to other Ram fans in
Be nice.
San Francisco, and welcome them to your tailgate.
Welcome everybody.
Bree's gonna be out there, so
Speaking of tailgate,
Take
big
care,
shout out
Boo.
to all the booster clubs that I saw in Arizona that
Yeah, thank you
I
for all the
crashed their
love.
club.
That's
They let us sing.
amazing.
Thanks for all the love with
Yeah,
me and
we
Chris.
appreciate that. Yeah.
Appreciate the love to all the booster clubs that
Yeah.
were in Arizona.
You
doing
represent
their
us
thing.
well. Represent
us
all us Ram fans well.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
we shut the Cardinals crowd down. They got so quiet at the end of the game. I don't know
Mhm.
why. With that being said, another episode of the Golden Ram Buzz podcast with Chris,
you.
Da'Mon, and Sal. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Sal? See you on Monday night, Sal! Whose house?
Rams
Rams
house.
house.